I think I just found the laziest way to speed up how fast you can make money and get rich quick. And I don't have a course to sell you. There's no 997 community or anything like that. I'm not a fucking idiot like these other motherfuckers who make money off of you guys. I'm just gonna give you a technique that I used a while back that allowed me to quite frankly make a lot of money in a very little amount of time. And every single millionaire or rich person that I've ever met in my whole entire life has used this exact same technique that I'm about to show you to get rich, and again, a very short amount of time. And if you can't do this, and if you can't implement this, then the odds of you being able to make money in general, they're very, very slim. And it's super simple. I guarantee you that if you sit down and you implement this, then the speed of which you will see success will at least 2 to 3x. So in the next 10 or 15 minutes or so, I'm gonna explain exactly how you can implement this. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, if you can't pay attention for 10 minutes and you need dopamine TikTok monkey scrolls, then you should probably click off right now. You're never gonna make any money. But if you can actually pay attention, then lock in and let's get to it. So the first thing I wanna go over is your decision-making process. So if you ever want to be successful, whether it comes to like fitness, like health, wealth, relationships, anything, like something super important that you have to realize is it is all up to you and you have to hold yourself completely and like accountable, right? Which is obvious. But what you need to think about is your current life. So where you're at today in your life, whether you're happy with it, odds are you're not the most happy with it because you're watching this video. But wherever you are, like spiritually, like, or financially, or like with relationships or physically, it's a reflection of your past decision-making process. So you made the decisions that you've made over the past 20 years, 25 years, 40 years, however old you are, and that's led you exactly where you're at today, right? The decisions you made put you in the exact financial situation you're at. So in order to be in a different financial situation, then clearly you have to make different decisions, right? Right? So you need to start asking yourself, what would the person that makes 10K a month do? You don't make 10K a month and then start acting like someone who makes 10K a month. In order to make 10K a month, you have to start acting like the person who makes 10K a month. Because let's list out the qualities of Cole, who would make 100K a month in profit every month, because that's my goal, right? What would he do? He would probably not break promises to himself, right? He would probably, right, stay extremely disciplined. He would probably be able to have unwavering focus for hours without getting distracted, right? He would probably, like what are qualities that he would have? And then whenever I'm faced with a situation right now, I wake up, it's 10:09 right now, I don't want to do anything. Okay, well, what would he do? He would, it doesn't matter, right? And so you saying that that when you hit 10K a month, that's when you'll start acting like him, right? Or that being your philosophy is equivalent to a fat person saying they're gonna start going to the gym once they're skinny. Well, motherfucker, you have to go to the gym so you can get skinny. Or I'm gonna start eating in a calorie deficit when I'm skinny, right? It's a paradox. One will never happen without the other. So you have to start acting like the person that makes the money, that has what you want in order to live their life. So what I would do is I would lay out a definitive schism of what the old you does versus what the new you does, right? So the old you delays calls, breaks promises to himself, skips the gym, right? Watches content, scrolls for 2 hours a day, has 8 hours on their phone, doesn't take action, doesn't implement the things he sees on YouTube, thinks that watching YouTube is productive rather than taking action and doing something. So like, what does the old you do? Because clearly you aren't happy with your situation, or else you wouldn't be watching YouTube, right? You wouldn't be watching YouTube trying to learn on how to get better. So that's what the old you does. So what does the new you do? Right? Doesn't procrastinate, right? Goes to the gym every day, right? Creates value, creates content rather than watches it, watches a piece of content and then implements it, moves very quickly, acts right in his relationships, doesn't cheat on his diet. However you think the 10K a month you would act, 100K a month you would act, like we have to start acting like that, right? Because that's when you make the income jump. Because exactly where you are is exactly where you deserve to be. Because you made the decisions to put yourself there. And if you can't take accountability for that, you're fucked. So it's all your fault, whether that's a good thing or whether that's a bad thing, but it's all your fault. Just like it's all my fault that I have a Rolex on my wrist. It's all my fault that I live in the house that I do. But it's also all my fault that I've messed up many relationships. It's also all my fault that I've neglected my body to put work first. It's all my fault. I put one thing over the other. Was it a decision that I was happy with? I don't fucking know. I got to live with it. You know? So where you're at today is all your fault. And that's what you have to realize, is that you have to realize you need to make different decisions to become a different human being. Because what happens if you keep making the same decisions over and over and over again? What happens if you live the life that you've lived for the past 3 years, for the next 3 years? Will you be making 10K a month or not? Probably not, right? And whether you're even making 5K a month, running a business already, like if you do the same thing in your business over and over and over again, will you make more money or not? No, you won't, because you're doing the same thing. If you're doing the same thing that's not working over and over, whether it's your body, whether it's your mind, whether it's your relationship, you're not learning. That's insane. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. No, you have one input, right? One condition, and then you get the same output if you do the same thing, obviously, right? So what you need to do is create an old you, a definitive schism between the old you and the new you. And then from there, every decision when you wake up, create a calendar of what would the new you do? What would his day really look like? What would he prioritize? Well, who would he show up for? When you're making 10K a month, how valuable would your time be? So you need to start acting like your time is valuable right now, right? Your time doesn't just get valuable one day, right? I value my time at $3,000 an hour. Could I book my calendar out for $3,000 an hour? No. But if I want to make 100K a month in profit, well, that's what I'm going to have to fucking do. I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that. You know, obviously that math doesn't add up, but you guys understand what I mean. So create the differences between the old you and the new you. And then every day you have to start acting like the new you, whether that's mentally, mostly mentally, and you need to change your identity, right? And you need to just start identifying as a new human. Like the old you, like chases dopamine, all this stuff. The new you does completely different things, right? And you need to, so like, the strongest thing is when you identify yourself as something. I talk to people about this all the time. Like, let's say you're like, I'm bad at math. That's creating a label for yourself that you're bad at math. Well, of course you're going to be bad at math if you label yourself you're bad at math. So, right, the first thing that happens when you start doing a math equation is you're like, I'm bad at math. Like, I wasn't going to get it anyway. It's okay. Like, this is harder for me than this for some people because I'm bad at math. You know, or like you label yourself as bad at math. So this is something that I used to struggle with all the time. I labeled myself as ADHD, right? And having like mental health problems and anxiety and all that shit. So when like I would label myself, I'd be like, I'm anxious, I'm sad, oh, I can't focus, I have ADHD. You know, I'd label myself to that and I would identify with that, right? And so that was the old me. Right, the new me started to identify, okay, sure, maybe like the doctors say I have ADHD. I don't even believe in that shit anymore. It's fucking brainwashed propaganda bullshit. Anyways, regardless of your feelings on that, I started to label myself, okay, sure, yes, I have ADHD maybe, but I started to detach myself from having ADHD. So like if I'm thinking about it all the time, of course I'm like, oh yeah, it's because of this. I label myself as that, right? But if I don't attach with it, okay, I see that's over here and I'm just over here and I don't let it control me, right? So the old you versus the new you, create those lines. I know it's kind of all over the place, and then you create those lines between the two and you need to just start acting like the new you. So yeah, build new decision rules and create your new identity and start labeling yourself with new identity of how do you act when this happens. I used to be a very angry person. Now I see myself as a very calm, collected person who is very understanding and doesn't lash out in arguments, right? And so all that change was an identity switch where I was like, okay, I will no longer act like that because the person that I want to be, he doesn't act like that. So if I act like that today, I will not be him ever, right? If I decide to be him today, then, and if I keep trying and showing up like he would every single day, then I'm going to be like him pretty soon here. Anyway, so you don't get rich and then act like him. Like I said, you act like him and then you get rich. You don't get fit and then start going to the gym. You go to the gym and then you get fit, right? So this is the dopamine problem. So the old you chases dopamine. Now you're going to use dopamine as a weapon. So there's like TikTok, YouTube, like self-improvement stuff. You get stuck in a loop. You're watching a YouTube video right now, so I'm calling your ass out. Whether you're eating right now and maybe you're like just one of those like iPad kids or whatever. Dude, I do the same fucking thing. But like if you're consuming content like this so much, even if it's self-improvement content, you're still getting dopamine hits. And you're like, ooh, I'm improving myself. Or, ooh, yada, yada, yada. I'm learning. That's what I used to tell myself. I'm studying my online business. Like, bullshit. You're not making any money. You don't have a fucking business, if that's the case. So that's all just bullshit. The old identity was like distracted with content. We use that as a, like, maybe like, what's a word? Like an excuse to just be like, okay, I'm working, you know, just like addicted to it, just like stuck in loops of like, okay, let's look at this business model. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. And just like always chasing the woman in the red dress, never actually growing at something, never giving something a shot enough to see success. Like that's the old you. The new identity is deliberate in what he consumes. For example, if I'm trying to learn something, I would pretty much never go to YouTube. Like, ever. Like I used to, and like here's what I would do. Let's say I'm running like a TikTok store or TikTok shop, whatever the fuck. Like let's say I'm doing TikTok shop, right? And I watch a YouTube video, I'm like, okay, how do I get started with TikTok shop? And then after that, you watch, and then what you need to go do is you need to implement. Because if you watch it and you don't implement shit, then you're cooked, you're never gonna make any money. After you implement, let's say you come into a problem. After that problem, you go back to YouTube, you consume, and then you're back to implement, you know? So it just goes, I hate how this goes away, so I'm just gonna keep scribbling over here. So this is cooked. So you just go watch, right? You implement, and then let's say a problem comes up, like you don't know how to run the ads or whatever. Oh, you don't need to run ads for that. You don't know how to create good hooks. You find it on YouTube or find it wherever, and then you consume that piece of content, and then you implement it, right? And then you get a new problem, and then you consume it, and then you implement it. That's cooked. Anyways, I would consume content to find problems and then implement what you learn in the content. Because if you're not implementing anything, then it's cooked. Like, there's no reason you should even watch it. So you be very deliberate with what you're watching. You have boring routines that are very consistent, and your outputs are locked in. So dopamine is not it's not the enemy whatsoever. It's unmanaged dopamine that is. People are like, oh, you need to do dopamine detox, right? Like, sure, whatever. That's kind of bullshit to me. Like, just fucking be a man and fucking do what you say you're going to do. Like, that's a better solution in my eyes, but whatever. If that works for you, that works for you. Anyways, like, people are like, oh, I get dopamine from scrolling. I get dopamine from this. I get dopamine from that. Well, I get dopamine from fucking doing hard work and getting shit done. Yes, am I going to say I don't watch Netflix? I fucking watch Netflix. And it's okay. And I make money. I watch Netflix. Holy shit. I don't do cold plunges. Oh, well, I'm cooked. Like, I'm just cooked. Like you guys have been exposed. You should probably click off the video. But my point is like, I wake up, I work my fucking ass off from approximately 8 a.m. to approximately 11 p.m. And then I shower, I brush my teeth, I get in bed, and I'll watch something, and then I'll go to sleep, and then I'll wake up, and I'll do it again, and I'll gym. So that's literally my daily routine, and that's what's going to feed me for the next 3 months to be able to like live the life I want to live. Is that how I'm going to live forever? No, fuck that. No, I don't want to live like that forever. But is this something that's going to be necessary in order to get to where I want to go? Hell yeah. So that's what I'm going to fucking do. So if you guys want me to show you step by step how I make money and mentor you for completely free, I'm not one of these motherfuckers who sells a course and makes money off of you guys. You guys aren't the method, but for completely free, then click the link below, book a call with me. It'll be with me personally, and we'll talk about everything and everything like that. There'll be a quick video, so it'll like show you a little bit more, but the average guy that comes on with me does $16.5 thousand every single month. It's completely free. I'm not selling you shit. All these motherfuckers are idiots, but let's get back into it. Anyways, so identity is earned, right? So it's not just given. So a lot of people are like, I am anxious. I am like bad at math. Like, I don't know why I'm like, I am not good at bench press. Like, these are like, they're stupid examples, but you're literally just setting a limiting belief on yourself. And if you do that, you're a fucking dumb fuck. Like, I'm good at everything. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do, whenever the fuck I want to do it. I could literally do whatever the fuck in the world. If it's humanly possible, I could do it. Now, like, it doesn't even matter. And I have that amount of self-belief in myself. Does that mean I'm delusional? Probably. But I don't give a fuck. It's the only reason I was able to get to where I'm at today. So you don't just decide that you're rich and decide that you have bread, right? You have to prove it day by day. You earn it, right? Success is rented, right? So you rent that success and you have to earn it every single day. You'll lose days, right? There's days where I have bad days, like 2 days ago. I sat in my bed or I went outside, I went on a walk and I didn't feel like I earned the sunset that day, right? Not in a bad way, but I just didn't feel like I didn't empty the bucket, right? And it was fine because I had tomorrow. And so I had yesterday and I had a great day yesterday. And so that's how it is. You're not going to be perfect every single day, but you have to earn that step by step, be consistent, and fucking put in the work. So identity is built by repetition when you're not breaking promises to yourself and you're doing exactly what you said you were going to do. So every day, every morning routine, every refusal to quit, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Like when I make my bed, I don't make my bed like a fucking half-ass, like lazy person. Like, and like this is something small, but it's like, if I make my bed awfully, then I just show up for myself poorly. That's just how I see it. Like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well, right? If I don't make my bed, it's okay. Like, I don't really give a fuck. But if I make my bed's being made perfectly. Like, tucked in corners, pillows frothed up, double cool looking pillow on the bed, like comforter, like y'all get the point. But like, so the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you show up and you cheat yourself in the gym, you have 2 reps in the tank and you don't do them, you could work a little harder and you don't do it. Like that's how you show up for yourself every day and you're going to be cooked, right? So the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Few more things I have for you guys is the environment plus the behavior is everything. So you are a compilation of the 5 people, not that you hang around yourself to the most, but you compare yourself to the most. So if you're comparing yourself to fucking dweebs and let's say you're in college, people drinking in college, and bear in mind the only reason I can call y'all out right now is because I did the same thing. But like, let's say you're comparing yourself to your boys in college who are drinking and being DJs, and you're watching YouTube videos on how to make money online, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm way better than them. I want to make money online. I'm like different." You're not any fucking different. Like you're not. You haven't done shit. Like yet. Like I'm not saying you will never. Like you will and can get everything you could ever want. But if you keep comparing yourself to these people who are way quote unquote lower than you, and you think you're better than them, then you're never going to make any money. Ever. You're cooked. Right? And so like, I will always compare myself to the best of the best. I see somebody else and I'm like, fuck, that makes me sick. He makes so much more money than me. Right? He shows up for himself way better than I do. Right? And it makes me want to be better. And so if the people around you don't make you want to be better, then you're fucked. Like, if I don't show up and work one day, I'm embarrassed. Not even just for me, but because my fucking boys. Like, I'm just embarrassed. They're like, oh, this motherfucker didn't show up. What the fuck is up with him? You know? And it's the same thing. It's like, why isn't Cole working? Why isn't Cole going to the gym? Why isn't Cole eating right? I know Cole's goals. I know where he wants to be. Why isn't he doing it? I am doing it. But like, if I wasn't, hypothetically, that's what would be happening. So like, change your behavior, change your identity, and change your environment, and be consistent, and your life will change. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Every day is either building the old or new you, and your future will reflect it. So a question I ask myself every Sunday: if I lived the week I just lived every single week for a year, what would my life look like? And I'll leave you guys with that. Ask yourself that at the end of every week and be completely, truthfully, utter honest with yourself. If you lived the same week that you just lived this past week for the next year, would you be rich or would you be poor? Would you be jacked or would you be fat? Would you be jacked or would you be skinny? So, and if you're not complete, then you got to live with some urgency and you got to be very, very accountable. Again, if you guys want me to mentor you for completely free on the way I make money and the way I think and the way that I, in the most humble way speaking, like was able to live the life of my dreams for completely free. I'm not charging you a single dollar. click the link below, book a call with me personally. We'll talk about it and get you sorted. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.